you got to understand who you are and where you are. You know, that's very important. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you know who you are and you're confident in yourself, nothing else is going to get in your way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing that can get in your way when you know what you can do and what you're capable of doing.
So we're doing a last minute episode since I'm here in Houston. This is episode 3. I got Omar Garcia from Fence Geeks, Done Deal Ironworks, Reparamos, and I can keep on going home. No, I appreciate you doing this. I mean, we've known each other now 4 years, 5 years?
Yep, somewhere around there.
And,
4 or 5 years.
I mean, it all started with Caesar. God bless Caesar.
Caesar's a man.
For anybody who knows him. I mean, I look back at the plane that we're on, and next thing I know, he's chatting up you, and I didn't even know who you were, and I was like, dude, Caesar's being extremely friendly to this guy. You know?
Nah, Caesar knows. He sees me. That was when I was putting my ideas into drawing and envisioning jobs and trying to get the whole concept of graphic designing and where I wanted to go with it and all that good stuff. So
did you have Fence Geeks before that, or were you just starting it?
Actually, I just launched it. I mean, I had just launched it in a sense to where Fence Geeks, I had just like put it out there as far as, you know, doing a website and doing soft stuff here and there, and, you know, started doing my little marketing here and there. But that's right around the time when I first started. My whole thing was to go out there was it Nashville, right?
Yeah, Nashville.
Was to go out there and let everybody know who Fence Geeks was, you know. So, and I remember I had my shirts and my hats. So it was just when I was very first getting Fence Geeks up and going.
Yeah. That's crazy. I actually remember the logo and the brand, and it was so different from what everybody else was doing. And I think that's kind of what you're really all about, is just being so different, no matter what you're doing, just doing it different than everybody else and doing it better, right? I mean, what was it? How did you even start? Like, what was the earliest thing that you can remember doing? Because I mean, for everybody who doesn't know you, right? Like, I know this about you, but you're a hustler, dude. you just keep going and you get it. And so, what's the earliest thing you remember?
Man, what I can remember back is been cutting grass when I was probably about 7, 8 years old, man. Across the street, you know, going out there and. You know, where I come from, it wasn't peaches and creams and you know, what do you want, son? You know, every day. So it was more of, I want this, I want that, and I wasn't getting it, so I had to find a way to go get it. You know, so I lived across the street, and I remember this. Our neighbor, he gave me the opportunity to cut his grass, and I remember I cut his grass, and it really didn't matter to me. So that's how I started. Man, I remember that. You know, like I said, I come from the struggles, you know, and all that good stuff, but, you know, we made, you know, that's what makes us today who we are, and I thank God for those struggles, you know, because if not, I probably wouldn't be able to witness what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember how much were you charging them, or how much were they giving you to cut their grass?
Oh, I wouldn't never remember. I'd be honest with you. I could remember that I cut the grass. I mean, they probably give me $10 or something.
Okay.
I mean, $5 maybe. I mean, back then that was back in the '80s, you know. So back then, I mean, it was probably $5 or $10 at the most. I could think of maybe $9. I don't know, but it wasn't more than that. So, but it wasn't too much of a business or like that. I just know that I was willing to get out there and do it, you know. So, and that's very important when, you know, when you put everything to the side and just go and do it. I think you never know what it's going to lead to. So
yeah. Now my wife, I asked her what her first thing was, and she told me that in second grade she was walking other people's dogs for $1 a walk, right? And she's like, looking back, I don't know why, but they gave me their house keys, a second grader, to go and get their dogs, you know. So I mean, it's really funny how young you can start, and when you look back, you don't even think that you were selling people on doing something, you know. but it's you kind of get into that habit of just kind of keep going. And the next thing that I actually remember about you is you said you had a car wash. Was that your first official business?
No, that was just one along the way. We car wash was a whole nother concept. I mean, it was, we car washes and stuff we did them back in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So I mean, it was something that I wasn't scared to do whenever I did do it, and we made it happen. So I mean, the car wash was a whole nother concept. The car wash came a little bit after we kind of let the music go. We were doing music for a little while, but the car wash was something interesting and fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely we did the car wash for about 11 years. It was pretty cool.
Dang. What was that place called?
Done Deal. It was it was called It's a Done Deal Wash. So whenever you seen it out there, you see it's a done deal wash. So it was catchy. It got people's attention. So
yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Is there a story behind the Done Deal?
Yeah, it was Done Deal Records. Done Deal Records was me and my buddies had it going, and it was music that we were doing, and everything after that was a done deal. So whatever business I thought of, Done Deal had something to do with it in the name. So but that's pretty much where it comes from.
Yeah, because you have the Ironworks is Done Deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you came up with Fence Geeks, which is more on the fencing, the automation, and everything else. Why didn't you choose to go with like Done Deal fencing or Done Deal automation or anything like that? How did the Fence Geeks thing? Why did you choose to go a different direction with that?
Well, Fence Geeks to me, I think it's probably one of the best things that I've come up with in my time doing business, in the sense of I came up with this at a later age. I've witnessed a lot, I've done a lot, been through quite a few businesses, and so I've learned the concepts of what it means to market. Done Deal Ironworks, if you see it coming down the street, for you to read Done Deal Ironworks is like, some people will get it. They'll see a helmet and all that good stuff, but it's not like seeing a number or something catchy or whatever the case is. We do more than just welding, so I wanted it to be to where it was something catchy enough to where it all makes sense. When you look, the thing about marketing is that you want one picture or one image, one saying or whatever the case is, to say everything at one time, so. Fence Geeks to me was more of the catchiest thing that I could come up with, because when you're doing marketing on the internet or whatever the case is, it's always keywords that they're looking for, and fence was one of the things that we were doing a lot, and my iron fence part of the Done Deal Ironworks was, a lot of iron fence, and I was like, I got to get to where I'm more in the category of what the mainstream is when people are looking for iron. So I mean,
so here's a good question about Fence Geeks. Did you look at your competitors, or did you kind of just decide to do it on its own? Like, did you look like, oh, well, nobody's doing something catchy like this, so I should do something that's different? And like even the cartoon, what I mean? Like in our industry, we really don't see that type of marketing. We see everybody that has a fence and then their name across the fence, or a gate and their name across the gate. Did you take inspiration from that and say, I'm going to do something completely different, or did you just say, hey, no, it has to be absolutely catchy and that's it?
Yeah. So what I was trying to get at before the question was that I wanted it to be to where when you seen my logo, whatever it was all there. So now you look at Fence Geeks, you see a happy guy, and you see the different styles of fences, and you see it holding access controls. So. My goal was to come up with a concept that I could just kind of generate everything into one picture, and it would be that much catchier, So I had sprint stores, I had boost mobile stores, aggressive. The marketing there had to be very aggressive at all times.
Yeah.
So that's where that came about, and that's pretty much how it came about it. So it's the thing about it is when you see a logo, you want it to say everything about you. So you want people to right away say, okay, that's what it means. So. That's what I'm looking for, right away is, that's, hey, I need that. I need a fence, So a fence is always going to be the catchier name, Done Deal is catchy, but it's just Done Deal. It's not saying what it is, Once you get to a Fence, and then the Geeks, well, Geeks is nerds, so obviously they know everything about fences. But it's all about just kind of, my deal was to be more of, I want to be a lot more catchier when they see me on the road.
Yeah.
Or when they see my shirt, when they see my hat, stuff like that.
Was the Prius part of that?
The Prius?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should see how much beef I got, or grief, should I say, riding around in that Prius. Man, that day, I put up the job sites and they're like, "Oh, you're such a big guy coming out of that Prius," so.
But I mean, was it part of that whole look with like being the Fence Geeks, and having kind of like an all-in-one package?
Yeah, I mean, it a lot has to do with a lot of things. You want to be known for the go-to person. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you're smart, you know that a geek's gonna get you out of certain things or whatever it is that you're trying to get out of, and if you have a geek in your circle and in your vicinity, he's gonna help you out. So it's the same thing with this, what we do now.
Yeah.
When I go see customers, they're like, well, we called you guys because we feel like you probably, you know what you're talking about. So
yeah,
it kind of comes with that. But yeah, the Prius had something to do with it, man. I mean, not too much.
That was the best car choice you could have done. Absolutely. And then so you have another company, right? And maybe you might even have another company besides this one, but the only one that I know about is Reparamos.
Yeah, so Reparamos, like I was saying earlier, I had Sprint stores. I started off with the pager store back in when I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
I bought a pager store that was from somebody else that they were kind of.
Can you explain to people what pagers are?
Pagers, oh man, pagers.
Some people on here.
You call me, you put your code in there. I know it's you. I'm gonna call you back. So. Pages were the bomb back then.
Yeah.
But then we got phones and that made everything better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sold pages for a little while and I had a cell phone store. Like I said, we were doing both.
Yeah.
Cell phones were barely starting to take off and doing their thing, and pages were fading out a little bit. And well, actually they did fade out. I sold my pager account to somebody else. But I started there and I've been in the cell phone industry now for 19 years. So the Reparamos, the reason why I kept it, but my whole concept behind that is just to kind of be involved more with all our people. Have a platform for them. To come say feel like they could talk to us and everything else. You know what I mean? But the land community is so big here in Houston, and everybody understands Reparamos. But at the end of the day, it's the whole concept of what I have on the website is reparamos.com. So I'm a marketing guru, man, just like like you. So if you see that Reparamos right away,
And it's funny because I haven't explained it for that purpose, just so that everybody can try to get an understanding in their head. This whole time that we've been talking, what they think it might be. But with the name Reparamos, I mean, if you don't speak Spanish, you're obviously not going to get it, but it automatically means repair.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, and you explained this to me, is you're repairing basically anything electronic.
Yeah, so basically the whole concept, the only reason why right now it's not, we have the website up for it. If you look it up at reparamos.com, you'll see on there that we fix cell phones, computers, gate operators. We got gate operators on there.
Yeah.
We got something else on there that we fix. But pretty much the whole concept of that is to kind of build a place where we could get more repair services and kind of spread them out, to where people know where to find other repair services. That's where it's going with it.
Yeah, because you also do computers and consoles, like gaming consoles.
Yeah, that's what it was, gaming consoles. Yeah. We do gaming consoles, computers, phones, and gate operators. That's what we specialize in. If you bring us any one of those products, we're gonna fix it. So.
Yeah.
And
on Facebook too, I saw. I mean, you guys have like 2,000-3,000 people on there, or something like that. Something crazy and good reviews too.
Yeah.
So you guys do good work,
mm-hmm.
And by what I was seeing, people were praising you guys for how fast you do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean it's all part of doing what you got to do, to make it work, So
yeah.
Yeah, Reparamos is a good deal. There's a lot in store for that. What we want to do with it. it's just a matter of time of it kicking off even.
Yeah, something that I've always really kind of admired about you is that I feel that you don't compromise on who you are to do business. And what I mean by that is like you are Omar Garcia. Like if they were like, oh, you know, you like your tattoos. I know that you don't always show them, but there's been times where like I feel you would show them, and you're like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is who I am. This is my business, and I'm gonna give you great work. And that's pretty much it. And if you don't like it, then maybe we shouldn't do business together. But do you ever feel like that's actually kind of hindered you? Not maybe just being you, or even for being Latino. I know that I have felt it sometimes that being Latino, I feel like maybe I didn't grow up in the right circumstances or whatever. But do you ever feel that, or because you're so confident being yourself? This is why I asked that. Mm-hmm. But did you ever feel that way, like kind of growing into it?
The thing about it is that you got to understand who you are and where you are. That's very important. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if you know who you are and you're confident in yourself, nothing else is going to get in your way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that can get in your way when you know what you can do and what you're capable of doing. And knowing where you are is that if I have a bunch of tattoos and I'm going out to get a new customer, I'm not going to show up showing on my tattoos. I'm gonna cover them up, because we know what we're up against, so we know where we're going, and we know that the first impression has a lot to do with how somebody looks at you. They don't respect you or let their guard down, because that's what it is at all times. When you go see a new customer, they have their guard up. Why? Because they feel like you're gonna go charge them a lot of money. They feel like you're just somebody else, another sales guy coming to sell them something, and they've got their guard up. So now you go there showing tattoos and everything else, they got their guard up, and it's like your chances are very, very, very low. You know what I mean? Of you walking away with that, sale, whatever it is that you're doing. But in my case, I know what I'm up against. I know where I'm going, so I'll cover myself up. Mm-hmm. But whenever after they give me the job and I do the work and I go out there in a normal shirt and my normal clothes, it's like nothing ever. It's like they seen tattoos from the get-go, because they've already seen my work. They've seen what we do. They've seen that they have nothing to worry about us. I mean, when they see the tattoos the next time, that even makes them even feel more comfortable. It's more like, oh man, he's a cool guy. You know what I mean? Like,
he's real.
Yeah, so he's real. You know what I mean? He's real.
Trust you.
Yeah, so they know that they can trust me. And so, but at the end of the day, tattoos is still a deal where you got to be careful where you're going. But knowing who you are, you got to understand how to handle the situation and know that you're not worried about that, and you're going in there to do your job and get out. But I recommend if you got to cover yourself, cover yourself. Don't take it as, oh, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how the next person's going to react. What they're going to feel. Because like I said, they're always going to have their guard up. You know what I mean? Not unless they've done research about you and they heard about you, and that's how it is with some customers. I've had some customers where I get referred to them, mm-hmm. and they already know who I am. They already looked on my Instagram. They've seen a couple of pictures of me, and they know that I have tattoos. So with those, I always feel like I'm comfortable out going there, because they know my work already. They know what we're capable of. They know what we do and all that good stuff. So again, it's knowing where you are and what you're doing. So.
That's something that I've actually started to work more on recently, and it's something that I think a lot of people really should work on, is knowing who they are.
Yep.
Because that's what slows you down. It's never really your boss or your circumstances, your situation. It's just not being confident enough that you can get anywhere where you want based on who you really are. Like, if I'm polite, or if I am professional, if I'm religious, like that stuff is the core of who you are. And people are looking for real people nowadays. They're not looking for, there's books that say like mimic the other person that you're talking to and they'll like you more. And that seems so outdated nowadays, because if they can't feel like a genuine connection with the person that they have in front of them, they're not going to do anything with you.
Yeah, I mean, they'll feel that vibe, you know what I mean? That you'll feel like, oh man, this dude's shady, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about him, you know what I mean? Like he's not being himself, so, you'll feel that vibe. I mean, I do a lot of face-to-face communications on a daily basis with new people, because we get some weeks I'll see up to 30, 40 people a week, and it's all new faces that I'm going to the door knocking on it, and it's a whole new person, so you gotta be yourself, you gotta be real, you gotta be more of knowing who you are. I'm here to sell you my product, and I'm confident that you're gonna be happy with my product. It doesn't matter who I am underneath this long sleeve shirt. Just know that I'm gonna give you what you're looking for, and you're gonna spend the money in the right way. So they want to make sure that you want to make sure that they feel comfortable, that they start dropping their guard down right away, and they're like, yeah, you know what, I want to do business with you. So it's all about knowing who knowing who you are, and understanding that you have the power, in your own body to make anything happen if you just relax. Relax, go in there.
Trust yourself.
Yeah. Trust yourself. You got to trust yourself. If you go in there, nervous and now you're going to a customer that got their guard up and they're nervous about who they call because they don't know you. Now you got two nervous people in one room.
Yeah.
That's cause for a catastrophe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's the tattoos to me. I've had them, since I was young. So it's something that I've always had to understand where I was at, and know that if this is not the place for me to be in that sense, understand it because you're dealing in a world where some things could go good, some things go bad. Sometimes people have this attitude, well, I don't care. You walk around with this attitude that you don't care, well then you're gonna get a I don't care, reaction or response from somebody, like whatever the case is. But
so it all goes back to just trusting yourself. Even with tattoos, like you're saying, you know when to cover them up. You're trusting yourself to know when to cover them up, and you're trusting yourself to know when you should just be comfortable and relaxed. With all that being said, I know that you really must care very little about what other people think about you, But what do you think when somebody looks at Omar, right? Omar Garcia, what do you think people think about you?
I really don't care. You know what I mean? So
I was hoping you would answer that way.
I really don't care what they think. At the end of the day, they don't know me. They don't know genuinely who I am. They don't know how much I've done. They don't know what I'm capable of doing for you. You know what I mean? They don't know me, and I know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when I come off of work, and right now you're in my office, and I got my short sleeve shirt all day today. I had a long sleeve shirt on. So. It's hot as hell. 100 something. You've been over here all day today. So. But at the end of the day, that doesn't affect me because I'm out there, meeting new people. So.
So the more important question then, what's the one word that you think you consider yourself? Like if there's one word that describes Omar, because obviously it doesn't matter what other people think, but what do you think of yourself? What's that one word that describes you?
It's hard to say just one word. One word, it's a very, very, very big deal. I'm really aggressive and ambitious. You know what I mean? So
just give me the word you told me before. Which one was it?
I think I'm a beast. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, you put me anywhere, wherever you want. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come out of there, with if not with the whole piece of meat, at least with a piece of meat.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna take you ain't gonna keep me down, but. At the end of the day, that's my attitude when I get up in the morning. I get up and I'm ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it comes down to loving what you do.
Absolutely.
If you love what you do, you're gonna get up with that attitude every day. I'm going out there to go get it. So that's the reason why I don't have salespeople. I'm the owner of my business, and every time I go out there to do, talk to customers, they think that I'm a sales guy. I tell them I'm not a sales guy. I said one person's gonna make sure you get what you're paying for. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I think that's what put me ahead of a lot of people, because a lot of owners nowadays, they want to pay somebody to go do it.
Yeah,
they hide. They're making money, and at the end of the day, to me, I could have $1 million, $2 million sitting, in the bank with it. I'm gonna still get up and go get it. Why? Because I have the energy. I don't, I've been like that all my life. So.
But what I've noticed is that the owners that hide behind their salespeople or that hide salespeople is because they're hiding behind the conflict, right? So eventually, no matter who it is, somebody is not going to like you, or they're not going to like your work, or they're going to complain about your work, and you being the sales guy, you're going to have to answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't want to do that, and they don't realize that problems are an opportunity for more sales.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, people want to deal with somebody that's going to, that they can trust and that they can depend on, and that, because when a problem occurs and you go and you solve that problem, you made that person feel like, you know what, he's not a flake. He's, they're legit. They're 100% because it's like I tell my customer all the time. If you have a problem, just tell me about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix it. I promise you. You can look us up anywhere on any social media, any reviews, wherever you want to look us up on. Nobody has ever said that we failed them in one kind of way. You know what I mean? So because I'm involved 100%.
Yeah.
If I had a salesperson, now I'll have a person representing me the way he wants to represent me.
Mm-hmm.
Not how I want to represent myself, or not how I want to say this. How I'm gonna fix this problem. He's gonna say whatever he's gonna say because he feels that that's the best way to say it, and sometimes it might be hurting me.
It's not going to be.
It's not going to be how I want to. Of course, this is. I don't plan to be the guy that runs around all day long. But as long as God gives me the strength and the energy to continue doing this, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Eventually, eventually there comes a time where you have to do that. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that most companies, they don't put the investment in finding the person that's going to tell the story the same way you would tell the story.
Correct. Yeah, so but it has a lot to do with that. I mean, I don't. I've tried sales before. I mean, like I said, I had sprint stores. I've had up to, 50 employees at one time. A bunch of employees, a bunch of salespeople. I've had salespeople all over the place. The sales managers, regional managers. I've had this manager, that sales guy, all that. But at the end of the day, where are they at now? You know what I mean? Like, I don't have none of that no more. I got rid of it and all that because why? For one, I didn't love it enough to keep it. Now I'm in the industry and doing what I love to do. Mm-hmm. And that's go out there, meet somebody new, hear what they want, and give them what they want. That's a challenge. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not everybody can go knock on somebody's door and say, well, I want this, and I want it this way, that way. Nobody's been able to do it. That's what I like to hear. I like somebody to challenge me and say, you know what, I haven't been able to get it done.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, I can do it.
Yeah.
I come back over here to my team, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. You go back and you tell them, here it is, and to say, oh wow, you did it. Like, you gotta know why you're doing it and what you're doing it for.
Absolutely.
So again, knowing who you are and where you are.
Exactly. Yeah,
it all comes to that, and I know that I love to do things that challenge me. If it's like when I was selling cell phones and all that, to me that was easy. You know what I mean? Why? Because all I'm doing is getting a pamphlet that says these are the plans, this is what we're doing, this is it, blah blah blah. It's phone. That's boring. You know what I mean? Like, to me, we're doing things that are made by hand, and we're coming up with ideas and we're figuring problems out, and that's what I like. You know what I mean? So it's. So you asked me again one word to describe me, I'm a beast, man.
But I think that's actually, and we have to wrap it up because I know it's hard to believe, but we're already almost to the 30-minute mark. It comes back to like, geez, there's so many things that you might want to do, but the first one is just the start. But the first one doesn't mean that that's where you're going to be exactly happy, but you need to start. So for you, I mean, you started first cutting grass, and then you went like 11, 10 years old, and now you're doing what you want. Mm-hmm. But even with the cell phones, like, you're like, oh, that wasn't exciting for me. But man, it helped you develop.
It helped me develop to the person I am today. I'm not going to say that I regret anything. I don't regret not one thing. I don't regret, being left to raise myself. I don't regret having to feed myself at 15, 16 years old and on forward. I mean, I don't regret none of that. I appreciate all that, because that's what made me the person I am today. If I didn't go out there and figure things out on my own, or go through the struggle and understand the rights and wrongs, and what it is to take a loss and what it is to come back from that loss and all that, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So that's what makes me who I am, and I appreciate all the stuff that I've had in my background. Again, I wouldn't have the marketing techniques that I have now if I didn't have the cell phone stores. Mm-hmm. Cell phones, it's like one of the most brutal retail businesses there is. It's a cutthroat business. So every day you're trying to find a way to hustle.
Yeah.
So I mean, that I appreciate all that because again, that helped me with my marketing techniques that I have now. So
yeah. So we're out of time. Is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we end this?
Caesar, man. Caesar.
Yeah,
My boy
There we go,
Caesar, man.
Caesar.
My boy Caesar. If it wasn't for Caesar, we wouldn't be right here talking.
Yeah.
He was brave enough to say, "Hey, man, what's going on, man? What's your name?" You know. So he's a go-getter. He's a hustler too, man. He's not afraid. So and that's God connects us in different ways to where He puts certain people in your lives and it's all for a reason. It's like a magnet. It all comes together. So.
Yeah.
No, definitely a big shout out to Cease, man. Cease and his family, and he's a daddy now. So
yeah, I know he'll appreciate being part of this. But yeah, no, hey, I appreciate it. This will be out pretty soon, and everybody's gonna really enjoy hearing your story, and I know they're gonna get the takeaway of just be yourself.
Yeah, just be yourself, man. Let's just be yourself. Don't worry about what nobody thinks about you. At the end of the day, whatever you feel, how you feel about yourself is what you're rolling with.
Yeah.
Everything else is a second.
All right, guys. Well, stick around for the next podcast, and we'll see you next time.